If you've ever seen a function written like this with a star and a double star and just quietly scrolled past without actually knowing what it means, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, you'll never be confused by this again. So, today we are going to cover these three things: what star args does, what double star KW args does, and I'll give you one real example where you'd actually use both together, the kind of code you'll run into real projects. So, let's start with a normal function. Say I want to add two numbers. And for that, I just need to have a normal function, right? I can just create this simple function where I'm having two arguments and I can return a plus b. Okay, I can use print and I can call this function, just add, two values and you get the answer. That works fine for two numbers. But what if I want to add, let's say, three numbers or five numbers, right? So then I have to keep changing the function every time. Why? Because it doesn't work. Let me create, one function where maybe I want to add uh, three, four numbers. Okay. So I'm going to return A plus B plus C plus D plus E. And then I'll print add. I'm going to add five values, right? And if I want to, let's say, print maybe six numbers, then I'll again have to change, because let me just use, this only. Suppose if I don't give this and I just return, let's say, A plus B plus C plus D, and then I print add one, two, three, four, five. Okay. It's going to give error, right? So either I'll have to change these arguments every time I want to increase the numbers, or clearly doesn't scale. This is exactly the problem star args solves. Now watch this. I can create a function and I can just write args here, and then here I will print args just to show you its type, and then I can return sum of args. Okay, let me print two numbers first, and then I can also print as many numbers as I can. 2, 1, 3, 4, 5. Right? Notice two things. First, I can now pass in as many numbers as I want. I can pass two numbers, five numbers, 50 numbers. It just works. Second, look at what got printed. Args as 2, 3. It is a tuple. That's all star args really is. It's a tuple. It collects any number of positional arguments into a tuple. So it means you can also loop over it. You can add them, right? You can do whatever you need. Now that solves positional arguments, but what about named ones? Let's say I'm writing a function to print someone's profile. Okay, so let me create a file for that, or maybe we can just run it here only. I can just create a function called profile, and I have two arguments here, name and age. I want to print these in specific format where I'll write name is age years old. Okay, and then I will run this. First, I can give a name, let's say Alex, And then I can give age, let's say 30. So we have Alex is 30 years old, right? But what if some profiles have city, job, favorite color? What if we have more than just two arguments? I don't want to keep adding parameters every time someone needs a new optional field. And this is where double star KW args comes in. So I can just write, I can create profile function and I can write double star KW args and then I can just print KW args. Okay. So profile can be, again, two things or it can be just one. So I'm just going to give, let's say first I can give one name, which is Alex and age is 30, right? Or I can also give name, let's say Sam, age will be 25, city will be, let's say, Chandigarh or Delhi, and then job is engineering. Okay, same idea as before, but for keyword arguments instead of positional ones. Double star KWRs collects any number of named arguments into a dictionary. Look at the output. KArgs is literally a dictionary, right? So args, earlier one, it was a tuple. KArgs is a dictionary. And the argument names act as keys. That means I can now accept any combination of named fields without ever changing the function signature. Okay, now here's where it gets useful. We are going to use both at once, and it is really common real world case. For that, let me just create a new file. Okay, a really common real world case is a function that just needs to forward whatever it receives to another function. Okay, this shows up constantly in wrapper functions, decorators, libraries like Flask and all. So let's do something like that. I'm going to create a function and I'm going to call it log call. And then I'm going to provide, this one argument. And then I'm going to create another wrapper function. And we're going to use star args and we're going to use double star KW args. Okay, let's print calling func dot name with it goes arg and then kw args. Okay, and this one I can actually uh, there should not be, so this one ends here, this one ends here, this should not be here. Okay, and then we can return func star args and double star kw args. Okay, and outside we can return wrapper. All right, and here I'll just have log call and then I'll create another function greet name greeting hello, and this is a function, so I'll just print um, greeting name Okay. And uh, when we come out of this, I can just, you know, greet Alex, and I can also call this function one more time for Sam, greeting, hey. Okay. Now let's see. We'll just save it. New program. I'll just save it as new P in my downloads. Let's run it. Okay. Now here, wrapper doesn't know or care what arguments greets needs. It just catches everything with star args. If you look at, this file, where is it? Right? If you look at this, wrapper doesn't know or care what arguments this greet needs. It just catches everything with star args and double star KW args, logs it and passes it straight through. This pattern is exactly why you see star args, star, double star KW args all over real Python code bases. It lets a function accept literally anything and forward it along. So to recap, star args collects extra positional arguments into a tuple, double star KW args collects extra keyword arguments into a dictionary, and together they let a function accept and forward any combination of arguments, which is exactly why you'll see this pattern everywhere once you start looking for it. If you want to go even deeper on this, including exactly how it compares to regular positional arguments, I've got a follow up video linked uh, in the description box. And if this helps, subscribing helps this channel a lot. So please do that. And let me know if you have any other programming ideas or any other questions. I'd love to create another video on that.